2, 3, 4, 5 reasons to go to a model railway event. Ho, ho, ho.
Okay, counting Wally. It's great to see you. I hope you find it well. It's so great to see so many of you over the weekend at Key Model World Live. And oh, what's that, Topsy? Oh, Topsy would very much like to tell you that he enjoyed watching the Scale Electrics as well. And I think a lot of people did actually get a photo of him as well. Okay, Topsy, I've told them. So there we go. Yeah, it was really, really great. We were on the Dan Truman Racing Scale Electric slot car race. It was the Silverstone Club circuit. Really, really great fun, actually.
Not just with Dan Truman, but of course Andy Sawyer from Sawyer
Models.
Big thank you to Andy and all his crew for hosting us for the weekend and giving us somewhere to be.
Big up to Andy and all of the Sawyer Models posse.
Yes. So it was very nice to have somewhere to be rather than just roam.
Actually, yeah, it always pays to have a base. So who have we got in? We've got Ben Tullett, Marcus Muggins, Summer Breeze Muller, Jordan Hunter, Simon H317, Mr. Pal, Richard Gruders, Michael MTT120, Valley's 56XX, RG Mods 86, James Pett, oh yeah, Anthony Warbler Productions, Caroline Rogers, Richie Burrell, Traction Engine 7801, Anthony Harrick, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, RG Models 86, Stefan Svensson, Ben Tullett 6068, Spellier Kerr, JTG Werewolf, Simon H317, Kingfisher 1487, Mike Lane TT120, Alehead Railway, Andy Fry's Junction, who says you're coming back next year whether you want to or not. DJK 666, thank you so much for the biscuits as well. There was quite a few people gave us biscuits, and I've got to show you this. This is what happened at Key Model World.
Thank you.
So thank you so much, and this is intriguing me.
I was told that we had to fight over that one, but I think with your extreme upper body strength compared to the fact that I had to carry a heavy camera around, you might be winning.
It's a solid biscuit. It's basically, I'm assuming it's a custard cream, but a big one.
Do you have your sword? You could cut it in half.
My sword? What makes you think I've got a sword?
Because you showed me it before. You've got a rapier.
Yeah, I suppose I do. Hey, you can't cut things with a rapier, you wally brain.
You can, you just have to stab a lot.
So what we're going to try and do, and I mean these, so grateful to the generosity of you guys, but, oh, you deal with that.
It's a solid chocolate.
Yeah, yeah, there we go. Oh no, it's gone floppy. So,
did you enjoy the tank leaving the show on the Sunday? I've seen the videos.
We've seen the videos. I think that the flooring might need a little bit of a polish and a paint.
I also saw the video where Howard from TMC commandeered the tank.
Yeah. Oh, look. People of Earth. Can I just say that
that is incredible.
Whoever came up with these biscuits at Marks and Spencer, you need a knighthood, my good friend. A knighthood.
I will give them a knighthood.
Yeah.
Once I have taken the ring to Mordor. A Monday Clubber is never late, Toto Wagons. No, rowdy hurly. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Somebody's actually asked that. Is there a Scale Electric tank? I'm just,
There is no tank in Scale Electrics.
However,
you
Captain Scarlet's SPV is getting there.
It's very close.
Oh, this is
and
good.
I was looking at that Rogel Dawn tank that I built. Well, one of the things that Games Workshop did with that is leave a giant hole in the base. Mostly for weight, because let's face it, it would be a big solid bad boy if you didn't. So it would be entirely possible to put a slot car chassis into that hole and then race a Rogel Dawn tank around.
Can I just say, it's like white noise coming from over there at the moment, because my full concentration is on how awesome this biscuit is. A huge thank you to the Monday Clubbers who bought us biscuits, particularly these biscuits. Thank you so much. We gave out a lot of blue badges as well at the show.
I'd like to say a big thank you to the guy that hung around on the Scale Electric stand most of Saturday afternoon, helping me out with the with the cars that kept coming off. I forgot your name. You're a lovely guy, and we did give you a blue badge. So a big up, thank you so much for doing all that.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it is possible to get in. Well, also, by the way, Hornby, I have not forgotten that time you put the TT120 Gronk onto a Scale Extrix track as an April Fool's gag. I want that Scale Extrix Gronk. That would be awesome.
Talking of Gronks as well, I just want to show you this. Everybody loves a Gronk, obviously, and Jenny loves a Gronk as well.
Gronk it up.
Gronk it up.
Gronk it up. Gronk it up.
Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes. But there we go. Look what I bought. I got one of the Gronks that I need. It's the Hornby.
That Gronked away.
Yes, 08419, factory weathered. This came from AGR Models, where it was actually a really good price. It is actually DCC fitted. That's how it came. And normally, when a model says just regular DCC fitted, unless it's sound fitted, I tend to factor in that I'm probably going to have to replace the decoder because it'll be an El Cheapo one. Lens. It's actually a good decoder in it as well. So a huge thank you to AGR Model Railways, who of course are in the Monday Club badge scheme, which meant did not pay the sticker price because the Monday Club badge is the badge that keeps on giving. And a huge thank you to all those people who bought a badge whilst we were there at the show. Now the ochre ones are now, as far as I can tell, they're sold out. I think we've got one held back because there was somebody at the show who didn't have any money but said that they would order it online and they'll put a note in just to say that it's for the ochre badge. So there's a single ochre badge left. There's also a single green badge left.
I need to take them off the website.
Yeah, you need to take those off the website. We still have maroon ones, strangely enough, after having found a bag at the bottom of the box. And of course purple ones as well. But we must have given out about a dozen of the blue badges, and proving that there are ways and means to get the blue badge of joy without actually needing to come on and talk to us. Like, oh, I don't have to talk to those Wallies. Excellent. Kingfisher 1487 says, Rapido is going to break my wallet with the new 009 models.
Oh yes. My goodness, that 009 one, what was it? International Electromatics.
Oh yeah, it's like a crate on one of the wagons, and it's
I need it. I don't even do 009, but I need that.
Yeah, I need it.
I need two, in fact, because I'm going to get some Cybermen to sit on one of them.
Oh yes, you need two. One for during the week and one for the weekend for best.
Yes.
And you're going to lick it repeatedly. But no, actually, there's a lot of announcements we need to get through. So much going on. If you weren't there at the show, you may have heard some of the gossip. Oh, we've got some gossip. But first of all, we are going to roll VT.
Welcome to the Monday Club, your online model rail club for all the news, gossip, layout tours and more, with your host, broadcaster and model maker, Jennifer Kirk.
Guess who's back again.
Where? What?
Jenny's
Who?
back.
Oh, me.
Tell some friends.
Absolutely. Don't forget to tickle that like button. And as we go through, let's get this stream shared out there. It's a great way to let everybody know that the Monday Club is your online model railway community where we can
accept no substitutes, because the other Monday Club that I found that was on YouTube was two guys in armchairs talking about men's things.
Men's
Not a
things.
single locomotive to be seen.
Men's things. Is this a euphemism for gentlemen's literature?
Gentlemen's matters, you know.
What, like the Screwfix catalogue?
I have no idea. It just
Actually-
appeared to be two men talking about men's stuff.
I must admit, when I used to volunteer at the Sea Cadets as an instructor, in the officers' mess, for some reason, copies of Machine Mart used to the Machine Mart magazine used to come every single month, and when it arrived, it'd be there on the coffee table in the middle of the officers' mess, and all of the male instructors went, "Oh, the man pawns arrived," and they'd be there flicking through the catalogue. It's like, oh, a BS 912. Oh yes,
A 3/5 squibbly at this economy.
absolutely. Rivet guns, yes, Richard Gruges. There would be rivet guns as well. It'd be all sorts of stuff. Ben Davis says, "Hi Jennifer, see news, Rapido 009 wagons and 009 trains. I really like them." Absolutely. Now this is really, really promising. 009, and I'm really sorry, Backman, but we've been waiting for so long for some more. Everywhere you go.
I've got to stop you. I've got to stop you.
What?
I need to ask, where did that red train come from?
What red train?
The red train that I have not seen before. Did you sneak that into the house after Key Model World?
No, funnily enough. Yeah, honestly, no. I did not buy it. It's a Class 42 that's whizzing round. I've had it for ages. It's just I like to try and run something just a little bit different from what we normally do. I rarely succeed in this matter. But yeah, so you're about to... There it is, coming onto the screen. There's Class 42 D809 Champion. Oh, that's Champion, Champion. So that is really looking pretty good, actually. I recently fitted it with an ESU Locksound V5. DJK666, great to see you, and thank you so much for some of these biscuits. So there was a huge box of gentleman's literature of the peel the pages type on the top of the vending machine. Which vending machine did you find? At the
Italy that we found.
At the St. Louis station in the staff room. And yes, Simon Trains Model Railway, and the warship is running like a champ. Ham Shackleton said, had it for ages, used to say that to the wife after I'd covered the new box with muck to make it look old. I've told you many a time the strategy that my dad and I used to have for smuggling stuff in. As he always used to say to me, we'd be in the car pulling onto the drive, and he'd say, right, your mum is not stupid, so if we come in and say, no, there's nothing there, we didn't buy anything, she'll see right through that and know that we are lying to her. So instead, we pick a random inexpensive item to declare, you know, sort of going through the anything to declare lane on the way in, and we go, yeah, look at this, and like be really excited about it, and he'd go and shout, oh, look what we found. There wasn't really much other stuff, but you know, it's rude to leave a shop empty-handed. And he'd be showing her that, whilst I would be smuggling the rest of the gear in through the back door and up the stairs into the train loft, where it would just mingle with everything else. Well, that old stuff, we've had that for ages. Aaronville says, hey Jenny, thanks to you I bought 3 Monday Club badges. I have the set. Yay! Absolutely, quite a few people did complete the set at the shows, and I must admit, I think it was Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath I was using as a colour swatch for some time. And people, when I was saying, I've got several different colours, which colour would you like? And they go, no, I'm not sure. I go, over here, Mr. Jackson. I say, so point on the colour chart.
Peter
which
here is wearing the latest.
The latest Monday Club in fashion. And it's like, point on the colour chart, which one you might like. Evening to you, Joshua. There's a degree of lateness implied there. Put that biscuit down, otherwise Topsy will wave his pointy stick at you.
Okay, well, a Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Thanks, Topsy. That's right. So come on, Topsy, put that away.
So I do have a few things to say thank you for.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Warbler was very kind and handed me these.
Right. So, Warbler Productions very, very kindly at the show. These N-Gage, yes, they are, aren't they?
Yes.
So this is the the Comma Commando? It is! Guessed correctly. It's not a guess. I do know these things.
It's incredible, isn't it? I love it.
For I am knowledgeable in the ways of knowledge. Comma Commando in is that RAF livery?
It is.
It is RAF.
I love RAF
Or
stuff.
it might be, if you, depending to some people, no, it's just a bus full of mods.
I would have joined the RAF if I I could, but apparently I was too gay. So
I thought it was more to do with your eyesight, but hey ho. Also, Scammel Scarab in is this BRS? Scammel Scarab just as rail freight. Yeah, it's just rail freight, isn't it? So thank you so much for those. And what else is this? So you've got something else here as well.
I did pick them. I went to Oxford Rail specifically to find something in TT120 that I could add to my TT120 build.
Why am I? Sorry.
Because you were showing off the stuff.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
and I found.
Oh, it is TT120.
The most British car.
It's got a Union flag on the roof.
It's the world's most British car.
It's very difficult. The reflection kind of obscures it, but just trust us. There's a Union flag on the roof of the Mini in TT120. They're showing that Oxford diecast cater for multiple scales.
Oh, now people were asking, did we do
the mystery
bag? Yes.
Well, of course we did. Come on now. Wherever Oxford Rail, Oxford Diecast have their stand, the goodies shall flow. The goodies must flow. So we did get an Oxford Diecast goodie bag, and we're not disappointed in the slightest.
There is one thing missing from it because I gave Craig the Audi Quattro.
Yeah, fire it, the Quattro.
For the price that they're charging, you cannot be robbed.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, for the price of the bag, like you're basically quids in just with that alone.
Yeah.
And then O-gauge items.
Nice O-gauge van. Now, a lot of people will already have something like that, but remember, you can always paint these yourself. You can redo them.
Well, actually, I mean, I must say as well, and there's a lot of different liveries or colours on a lot of these. So, one of the previous Oxford diecast goodie bags we had actually had this very van in this scale, but it was in a red Ready Fusion livery.
Yeah.
So whilst we already have one of these, we don't have it in this livery. And that actually goes for, I know somewhere in there's a Renault 4.
Yes.
And previously, on Oxford diecast goodie bags, I got one in blue. It's actually over there. It looks really great. The Renault 4, actually. And there's something very French about a Renault 4. It just sits there and goes...
There's something incredibly French about this obviously French car.
Yes, yes. Aston Martin, anybody? Oh, yes, don't mind if I do. And we've also got the diecast metal replica. Christmas 2003. This is part of the issue. I think Oxford Diecast has kind of accumulated lots of bits and pieces. And
to be honest with you, I knew a guy when I was growing up that would have killed for that because he used to collect that.
Well, be careful with that. I'll get the police involved.
I know, but he used to collect that specific style of car. Well, van. So yeah, he'd have loved that.
But show that to the nice people because I'm having some more of this lovely biscuit.
Now we've got the Renault 4 that Jenny was on about in 00, which is very cool. I like the look of that one. Nice livery as well. Some of these do have a little bit of the packaging coming off. The bag did get slightly damp, but how good is that? This is the Audi S3 Cabriolet in Mythos Black, which is just like, yes,
Mythos Black. Sorry.
They're taking their cues from Warhammer. Then we have the Rover P6, which I adore. Look at that car.
The car is growing on me, but
style, the sleekness.
Just look to your right, Zoe. For those watching at home, you can't see this because we don't have.
I know you've got one, but it's not.
It's already there. But
actually, it's not that one.
It's great. You could always put that at the other end of the layout.
Is the favourite thing. When I saw this in the bag, it's like, yes, I've looked out.
Oh, you like that? The tea canteen.
The RAC tea caddy place. Love it. Absolutely adore that one. We did have the Audi Quattro, but as a final thing, we have the Audi TT Coupe. So we've looked out. There's cars here that I wouldn't have picked personally, but now we have them. They would definitely go in pride of place. So I thought.
Danelaw, hold on, before it goes off top. Danelaw Model Railways, thank you so much as well. Danelaw Model Railways gave us some marzipan bars.
Oh, he did, yes.
They were amazing. Thank you so much.
They would have got to the Monday Club, but we couldn't resist. Sorry.
Yes, they would have got to the Monday Club, but we ate them. In our weakened state, we scoffed them this morning.
Yes.
So,
we've got a message here of happy birthday, Simon, for Thursday. So,
happy birthday to you. Squash tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you.
The RAC Burger Van, yes, because when you're broken down, you might need a burger.
Oh yeah, the old, because it covers all 4 major food groups: ketchup, burnt crunchy bits, grease, and don't know what it is, but it tastes nice.
Yes.
Andy Fryer's Junction also reminds us, don't forget, it is the Saddleworth Charity Model Railway Exhibition this Saturday, Sunday, and Bank Holiday Monday in aid of Guide Dogs for the Blind.
Speaking of Andy.
Oh, right, anyway, no, let's get down to business.
Go on.
The inset chat on the Jenny cam has frozen, so you need to fix that.
I will sort that out, but speaking of Andy, I've got a bag here from Sawyer Model. Why does it do this every week? I have to click on the down button. It's weird. So I'm
working?
I'm a big fan of mystery bags, especially when I'm planning another box file layout to go with boxing on file. So Jenny, what do I have in this bag of treats? This is N-Gauge. He did have 00, but I went for N-Gauge.
Bus?
A nice Guy Arab 2 Midland General bus, which is very cool.
Trees.
Now these are actually very interesting because you almost nicked them off me.
These
for
are actually quite
saplings.
nice. They're really well made. So I quite like these. I might have to steal them.
I told you, Jen was going to try and nick them off me to use as saplings.
Yeah. And then oh, you got a wagon, a TTA wagon. Is that, or is it a PCA?
It's a cement wagon.
So that'll be a PCA.
Do you want to turn it around so they can see it?
Oh, sorry. I
There you
forget
go.
that it gives you a tally of how well you've done, because you add up all the prices.
Yes.
And then subtract the £10 price tag of the bag, and then you know how well you've done.
Very well, I would say.
And then there's a load of track.
2 pieces of nice straight track, which is going to be the centerpiece of my new layout.
And then matte number 253 Humbrol acrylic. This is brand new. This isn't like.
And this is lovely because I have some war game stuff to put together because I managed to find a starter set of Bolt Action, the World War II skirmish game from Warlord Games, which is a subsidiary of Hornby.
Norton Hill 114 says, hi all, sorry I'm late. Gandalf, put that biscuit down.
I'm trying to eat my biscuits. A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. So, AD Pullen says, night all. Thanks for joining us. I'm assuming he's got something on quite early tomorrow. But
Take care,
thanks for coming. It's always a pleasure. JL Railways says, also hello everyone. We've got Redbridge Railways, Andy B, Flymo Chairman 1, Zantec as well. Can I just say?
Thank you so much to Zantec for the bus that he gave you.
Exactly, yes. Zantec as well gave me a bus. Thank you so much for that generosity as well. But let's
Jen,
get back
what's
to...
actually in the news?
I'm trying to get back to the announcements. Right. In the announcements.
Oh, Jen, by the way, what's in the news?
Gandalf, can you give her a slap? Oh, there we are. Yes, Richard Grooter's Oxford did give out free models with your... Oh, we appear to have a clanger in... What do you mean the soup dragon just like burnt the soup? Oh no, they just poured it in its pants. No, it poured it in the clown's pants. Ooh, bracing. Right, thank you for that update. DJ K666 says, I found a model of the bus I passed my PSV test in. Oh, nice. Richard Gruter says, gutted my guts let me down and I couldn't go. So sorry to hear. And JL Railway says, sorry I couldn't make it weekend, just gone. Jen and Zoe, look, nobody needs to apologise. What you do need to do is like, share and subscribe if you haven't already done so. But yeah, anyway, right. I'm gonna Gandalf, put a zip on Zoe so she doesn't interrupt me, and let's get on with the announcements. So, kicking us off, Rapido trains, whole load of 009 announcements. Now, looking at you, Pac-Man, I'm really sorry, but we keep asking for 009 and you're not making any at the moment. So, luckily we've got a whole load coming through from Rapido as well, and really we're starting to become spoilt for choice. They weren't at Key Model World Live, but they were at, I think it was Narrow Gauge South. There's a big show in Southampton area, which they were at with, obviously because of 009 stuff. There's an all-new Peckett, an 040 Peckett locomotive. It really does look good. They showed some EP samples of that. Plus, we had actual livery samples of all of the previously announced 009 wagons. And that, to the eagle-eyed, you may have noticed that it included the next Monday Club Special Commission wagon. So, do keep your eyes on that. It is available exclusively through Sawyer Models, along with Sawyer Models' own NCB Red version of the open wagons. So you can order that now. Just be advised that the website does charge you in full now, but you don't get it until obviously they physically get in the country. So don't feel that you have to order it now. Understand that that's what will happen if you order now. It just means that when it arrives, it'll just get automatically posted out and you don't have to pay when it arrives.
The order book is basically open, it'll take the money and you'll get it when it arrives.
Yeah, absolutely. So, really great to see. There's actually also a number of other special commissions have broken cover too. Now, on the subject of narrow gauge, in the world of narrow gauge 32mm, which I think would be SM32 or a G45 as well. Footplate Models announced that they're going into partnership with Dapol to produce a range of narrow gauge large scale prototypes, and these are all going to be fully made in the UK. So really looking forward to that. I think that is going to be
coming home.
It's coming home. It's coming.
Manufacturing's coming home. Doesn't quite work, does it?
No, it doesn't. JL Rower says, Jen, when are you doing the next 00 Monday Club Wagons? Well, I have been in talks actually at Key Model World Live. I've been chatting some more about the next commission. We're just at the process of getting colour matches for that. So really looking forward to being able to announce it, but not yet. I don't know when.
I shouldn't have told everyone.
What did you tell everybody?
I told everyone that you might be thinking of a new one.
Well, I think they guessed that.
But yeah, we can't properly announce it. We are at very, very early stages, shall we say?
Yeah, kind of.
Press the button in a second.
Yeah, hit the lever.
You've managed to choose the one time when the mouse isn't working for me to try and get this to work.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, put 10p in the meter.
In the Wally.
Big hello to Wardle Restorations. Evening to you.
Hello there.
Of late.
What are you doing?
Hey, Monday Clubber. It's never late, Toto Wagons. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
DJ K666 said who had to go on making tracks. Well, I think a lot of people did. I didn't actually get to, but
I didn't get to see or interact with the majority of the show because I was at the Scale Electric stand making sure that it all worked. And I have to say, it was good to see Hornby and Bachman come over.
Actually, yes, somebody's asked about that. Dave Holloway 87 asks, who won the Scalextrics race between Hornby and Bachmann?
Well,
it was very cordial. It's nice to see manufacturers just getting on so well together. So Bachmann and Hornby came over for midday on the Sunday onto the Silverstone racetrack, along with where Daniel Truman Racing were out with the Racing Mini, the championship winning Mini. You may have seen the cup on the roof as well. But they came over to the track and they raced each other. We've got it all on film. That'll be going out on
Craig
Robin's
from Iron Horse had it live on Facebook.
Oh, did he stream it live?
Yes, where you'll be able to see that Bachmann won the first race, Hornby won the second race, so they had to have a race off to
tiebreaker
to decide the tie. Hornby did win that, but I think Bachmann would claim a moral victory.
Why? What did they do?
Well, certain points, certain cars came off the track. And, you know, it's just one of those things.
So,
but it was a lot of fun.
Excuse me, sorry, just a little bit of paperwork to catch up with.
So, I think the kids and the adults had a really great time with it. They thoroughly enjoyed it. Daniel Truman raced with his own customised Mini that was from Scalextric.
Yeah, but
some of the people from Scalextric themselves came over and had a look at that and were very appreciative.
Absolutely.
And guess who did the design for his Mini? It would be me. I had about 6 hours in total. 2 weeks since the model that it was that I was using was released, so I didn't have a huge amount of time. It came down to about 6 hours. The varnish was still drying on the way to the event.
It was a bit sticky,
but I think it was pretty good.
Right, Valley's 56XX says, that reminds me, the Queen Mary brake van has bogies. Oh, it's the straggler with the trombone. Railway Rob says, you did a great job putting the cars back on track all weekend. Well done to you.
Thank you.
DJ K666 says, Hall 9 still a heck of a walk from the station though. Although actually, not too bad from the car park.
There's buses.
Yeah, there are buses. Well, no, not from the railway station. You just have to walk through.
Taxis?
No. Andy Fry's Junction says, Zoe, you did a fantastic job. Dan is made up and won't stop talking about it. Excelente. Other things in the news. Bachmann did an announcement of the... is it the Class 1... come on, Andy Fry's Junction, remind me.
You've forgotten, haven't you?
I have forgotten. It's Modern Image. So Bachmann did an announcement as well of a new tooling of a multiple unit of some kind. They're all got announcements there at the top. So we're not in any way looking at the Bachmann website.
Yeah, if I were to press a button over here that took us to a certain thing, it certainly wouldn't bring
Would you not just press the button that says announcements so I can actually look at it? Yeah? God.
Which one would you like?
British Railway announcements. Oh, spring announcements. Yes. Mother's maiden name.
We certainly aren't looking at the Bachmann website, honest.
It doesn't appear to be on there. Okay, ditch that. Let's go back to the chat, because by now people have manically posted in the chat. I said get rid of that.
I do have one thing to say.
What?
The LMS 10,000 in VR Black, they tested it on the rail stand. They walked around the side to the stand that was next to them, put it onto the track, and tested the sound while I was there. And I have a recording of it.
So that's going to be coming out.
Yes, expect that on Wednesday.
We've got a Wednesday special video, an interview with Jack Morgan on the Rails of Sheffield stand.
Yes.
Going through some of the samples that they had hot off the press.
This is what happens when companies give their samples to railway enthusiasts from railway shops. They play with them.
Yeah, so, woo, new toys. So, it's the Class 170. I said Class 168, 170 and 171 Turbo Star, says Dave Holloway, 87.
And I had to look at those. They look good.
They do. They're outside of the kind of things that I personally like, but you know with Bachmann that what you're going to get is going to be an absolutely quality model. So I think they're ones that a lot of people, I've seen so many people asking for a new Tools Class 170. So the fact that Bachmann have listened and that's coming really is pretty good. Kingfisher 1487 says TARDIS and Dalek together.
Yes.
Simon Trains Muller Railway says they are good units, the Class 170s. Flymo 1 says, who's making the S160? I think that's Rapido. The S160 is Rapido.
Rapido need to take a break. Our wallets can't cope.
But over on the rails stand, they had a number of samples. Now we've got an exclusive interview, and it includes some good close shots at all of these different things. They had the what appeared to be pretty much production samples of the LMS twins. So this is a rerun of a special that was done quite some time ago, but due to popular demand they're doing another rerun. It's had some tweaks. It's not exactly the same as the first time it was released, but as you heard there, there will be a video that hopefully will reveal what it sounds like, because they tested it then and there at the show, and Zoe got some sound recording of that, so we can add that to the video. But wait, there's more. They also had the Southeastern and Chatham Railway version of what became the D40s, Great North of Scotland Railway D40s. These, I forget, was it the L or the G class? But these were locomotives. They were all built for the Great North of Scotland Railway, but when the time came for delivery, the Great North of Scotland Railway, due to a downturn in fortunes, couldn't afford all of them. So they asked the builders to put them up for sale. They did, and it was actually the Southeastern and Chatham Railway bought the spare ones. So these are versions of when Rapido announced that they were doing the D40 Gordon Highlander. Rails of Sheffield are doing the special Southeastern and Chatham Railway version. Now, there are a lot of detail differences. They're fairly subtle, but they are there. And the tooling has taken that into consideration. So this is not just a re-livery on the D40 model. This is a bespoke as it ran on the Southeastern and Chatham Railway liveried versions. So really good to see those. Those were at EP stage. We also had EPs of the D34 Glens, again, Rapido. But they also had, hot off the press, new samples of the Cali tanks were visible. And then they had decorated samples of the Cali single in that kind of darker preservation era blue. And that looks amazing. Can I just say, I think that is going to be one of the standout models of this year when it arrives. It really does look special.
You've got to love it when Jen says, can I just say, it's like, no one can stop you. We've tried.
Yeah. So that looked amazing. Plus, they've got the new run of the Cali 812 060 tender locomotives. Now, these proved incredibly popular the first time around. We got an exclusive first look at those, and I remember at the time I was so impressed. I can remember sending Rails a message saying, I have these samples. They're technically production samples, even though they've not yet in full arrived in the UK. These ones have been air freighted in. But you're not getting two of them back. Just tell me how much I need to pay you for them. So I actually bought two of the early release ones because they've been around all the magazines and such like. So they had samples of that in the preserved blue, which was the same shade as what the Cali single had, but then also the lighter blue, which is actually the version. No, it's not out at the moment. But that's the version that I've got, and I prefer it's a much more Victorian stroke Edwardian blue, if that makes sense. It does when you see
like
it.
that era's colours, don't you?
Yeah, what's not to like? DJ K666 says, I'm going for a 4TC in blue and grey once my railway fund is replenished. Alan Pollock 3363 says, Jenny, I've just ordered the 009 Monday Club wagon. Thank you so much for your support. It does mean a huge amount. Thank you so much. Trevor Bell, TT120 says, good and pleasant evening, everyone. Evening to you. Down now, there's a degree of lateness appears to be to have crept in.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons. nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
Tim
Where's my
Shaw.
biscuits?
There's loads of them, thanks to the generous Monday Clubbers.
I'm not.
Yes. Tim Shaw N4D says it's called Middle Blue. Yeah, it's really nice, I must admit. But wait, there's more. They also had what appeared to be, I'm not sure whether they were production samples, but they look good enough to be how you would expect it to arrive in the box. The S160 in Longmore Military Railway Blue. That looked really good. Again, you'll see all these in the video that we've got coming out on Wednesday. They also had a number of other special commissions there, including some in N-Gauge. N-Gauge modelers weren't left out. Our Ballad ones, a big hello to you. Malco Blues as well. Just reading out some of the names that I probably missed at the beginning. What else have we got? JTG Werewolf says, I wish someone would do a Caledonian 903 class known as the Cardians. Don't think it's ever been done, ready to run. Well, there's a lot of there's a lot of locomotive classes that have never been done, but we're slowly ticking them off, and that's where the Southeastern and Chatham Railway version of the D40s is one that I thought we'd never see. We're starting to see a lot like this. We had the 517 class from Daypole. Incredible models. They've sold so well that actually Daypole went, we do want that sample back, you know. I got an email today. So well,
but you have to send it. You have to send it. We've had a question here.
And they're all sold out.
Was anything new from Mercura Scale at their stand? Honestly, we could not tell you.
Don't know. Didn't go there. But yeah, lovely model. It's gotta go back. Yeah, always people go, oh, you get the free stuff. It's like, yeah, you don't get to keep it. So, gotta return this, and it turns out that they're all sold out. And I said, oh, stop messing about. Make some more, Daypole. But no, really great model. But I didn't think that we would see the Southeastern and Chatham Railway version of the D40. It's one of those quirky little anomalies, because they didn't last till BR days. And I have to say that, again, another type of locomotives that I never thought that we would see ready to run. Apparently there was the Real Tracks Pacer from a commission from Charlie, says Simon H317. Has been absorbed into the Acura Scale
it's surprising how few people were actually on their stand.
Richard Gruter says, are you banned from Acura Scale stand? No, I'm not. In fact, I've walked across it during setup on Sunday. But yeah, it's things. Kingfisher 1487 says Guion is going to look at some Taff Vale locos.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I did have a good long chat with Guion. He came over, he made the special trip from the manufacturer's stand. He came over to see us a couple of times, actually. And it's always a pleasure to chat with Guion. He's incredibly knowledgeable, really easygoing, and so enthusiastic about the hobby as well. I was trying to pump him for information about what's coming after the Aberdare and the Cali Pug, but it's like like Zippy. I think that the Oxford Rail will bring out some more really great things, because Guion has an eye for this sort of quirky that sells, and that's what you really need. Alehead Railway says, I didn't go to Key Model World as this weekend was the Spring Gala at the Watercress Line. One of the guest locos was Furnace number 22, originally built in 1863, and I would love a ready-to-run model. Actually,
that does sound interesting.
Right, I've changed the angle.
Of course you have.
I have to say that, because otherwise if the camera doesn't come up, the cupboard monkey's like, la 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 la.
If you want any information out of Guion, bribe them with custard creams. Jenny can't bribe anyone with custard creams.
Because I ate them.
If you give Jenny a custard cream to give to someone else, it will not get there. So, yeah. There was a lot going on over the weekend. A lot of gossip as well. And we can't go into most of it. For one very important reason. We did not hear it firsthand.
Well, no, some of it.
Some of it was very, very loud, and we definitely did hear it. But we don't know context, we can't back it up and things like that, so we don't cover it. We're not gossip merchants.
Right, hold on. Stop it. When I got my mouth full and I wave at you, it means stop it.
Okay, sorry, but I just wanted to put that out there.
Actually, no, there's a lot went on, and really it's about going through all of the announcements. There was a lot of show special deals as well. A lot of great deals, and this leads us on to what I want to talk about next. That actually, when you go to these shows, somebody goes, "Oh, does it cost me money to get there and money to get in? Oh, it's not worth it." Actually,
yeah, it costs money. These places are expensive to hire.
Yeah, but when you're there, a lot of the retailers have show special deals, and actually some of the manufacturers as well. So, you know, we've already gone into it. It's the only way you're going to get your Oxford die-cast goodie bag. And I'm telling you now, if you don't get one of these...
It's worth the entry fee alone.
Yeah, if you don't get one of those whilst you're there, you're a wally brain. Because really, I mean, like, just that alone is worth the price that you pay for the bag, and you get all that other stuff as well. Really, really is great.
Yeah.
But also, over on Kerno Model Centre's trade stand, I have to say, I was so tempted, but I bought a Class 11 instead. And the Class 11 was at a really good price. They had some deals on with those, but I couldn't help but notice the Model Rail Sentinel, made for them by Daypol, £69. Brand new. These are...
69, dudes!
Yeah. So... £69 for a brand new Y1/Y3. If you go, what? Why? The Y1 was single geared, and the Y3, I believe, had 2 speeds. That's the only difference. Outwardly, they look the same.
So the Y1 was 1, and the Y3 was 2.
Yes.
Okay.
But the Y2 was something else entirely. Ham Shackleton's asking for the link to the club wagon, so we're just going to try and find that. But I mean, £69 for the Sentinel shunter, really great price. They had several different liveries. You could have got an LNER, there was BR livery as well. So tempted, but I was all spent up at that point. AGR Model Railways, already talked a little bit about that. I managed to find one of the Gronks that I've been after for an awfully long time. And it wasn't the only one that they had. There was a lot of 08 shunters on there, but I'm really happy to have ticked 08419 and Factory Weathered by Hornby off my hit list. So really, really, really pleased by that. On top of that, we had Ellis Clark trains, and that's where, it must be said, why has that stopped running?
Because it decided that you weren't paying it enough attention.
No, because you touch yourself. That's why. So
I'm touching myself right now. Look.
Yeah. Iron Horse Railway says, I managed to pick up a Model Rail Ruston 165 for a very good price. Currently sound fitting it. And no, I didn't ask for a discount. It was already a fair price. It was something like £89. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I have to admit, I never ask for a discount when I go to shows.
No,
actually, I don't do it in shops either. I just go in and say, that's the price I'm willing to pay, so I'll pay it.
Yeah, I mean, you don't go into Asda and go, oh, what's the best you can do on this tin of beans? They go,
I can tell you to put it down and get out.
We can tell you where the door is. But don't forget, your Monday Club badge is good for discounts with in-person shopping.
Yes.
With quite a number of different retailers. But Iron Horse and I also did something to dispel the myths that we're Wallies. No, to dispel the myths.
You can't dispel that myth. That myth has been going around for too long.
I can't do that. But we did a lot to dispel the myth that model railways are too expensive for a hobby. You always hear people go, oh, we're being priced out of the market. And actually, what we set out to prove, we have filmed it. There's going to be a video coming on Friday about this. Is could you put together a full train for your layout, locomotive, and things for it to pull out of £50 or less? And for this, we kind of set ourselves a little bit of a task. So you could either have a locomotive and 2 coaches, because coaches are always going to be a little bit more expensive, or a locomotive and 3 wagons. That was the criteria. And it also had to be more modern tooling. So, you know, you couldn't just have gone and go, oh, £10 for an old Triang Princess Elizabeth that's got rust all over the chassis. No, it wasn't about doing that.
You mean pre-weathered?
Pre-something. Yeah, a bit like Simon Trains Model Railway, like the Challenge lorry did for £25, but we specifically set out to not get really old models or things like railroady type models. Nothing wrong with railroady models, but what we wanted to show is that you could still get the premium level products for a low price. Spoiler alert, we both managed it.
Although one person on one group, when you were talking about it on Facebook, went, oh, it's not a full train, you haven't got a brake fan.
Did they?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, well, it fell off, so deal with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, pre-ruined says Valley's 5600. Raymond Legs 5508 says pre-spoiled. RG Models 86, yes, the bargains are out there, you just need to keep a look at.
Yes.
So we both managed it, and we took completely different routes, and we did it actually at completely different stalls, so neither of us knew what the other was doing. I actually did my part of the challenge at Ellis Clark Trains, because it's always good for a bargain. But actually, what we actually proved was that not only could you do it, you could do it with lots of different choices. It wasn't like a case of get lucky, you've got the only bargain that'll do this in the hall. I had a choice of 3 different locomotives at the same price that I could have put with this. Huge numbers of wagons, and these were Bachmann branch line wagons as well. I got a Bachmann tender locomotive, a DCC ready one, and it must be said, all but one of the items I bought were actually in mint and boxed as well. And Iron Horse Railways also managed his challenge, and again, it showed you could do it. As Iron Horse said, there was a lot of choice out there, and we could have probably gone to pretty much any of the stalls and found the items to complete the challenge. The bargains are there, people. You just have to go and look. Sorry, my tongue got encrypted. Roger Windsor 2130 says, evening Iron Horse, evening to you.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute.
The Monday Clubber is never late to the wagons, or in this case, Craig. Nor are they early. They wander in when they fancy it.
No, that's Roger Windsor. Craig's been here a while.
No, he hasn't.
Has it? Oh, right, in that case. Craig, you've been spotted. You nearly got away with it. Angela Popkin says, hi Jenny and Zoe and everybody, sorry we're late, but we've been neck deep in Walther and Fowler kits today. Time just got away from us. Hope everyone's okay. That's quite all right. And actually, Walther's kits, really, really good. Fowler kits, really, really good. I've used Walther's kits particularly in the past, and they are so much fun. Really great results. So look, you were doing something very worthwhile. So don't worry.
I bought a Fowler kit a while back for a review, and I was quite impressed.
What was it a kit of?
A French garage.
Oh yes, I do remember. Raymond Legs 5508 says Fowler kits are underrated. Yeah. And DJ K666 says there were a good number of Clark Railworks-esque stalls at the show. Plenty of bargains to be had. Now, whilst I was there as well, I was really humbled by the number of people who came up and said, thank you, Jenny, for everything that you do for this hobby. And I just want to really say thank you so much, you guys. The last 6 months have been quite testing on mental health.
I'm going to say a bit more than that. The last 6 months, the way that you've coped has been extraordinary, because some people put you through hell.
Absolutely. And for the number of people who came up to me at the show and thanked me for what I do with my enthusiasm for promoting this hobby, I guess that's the best therapy you can ever have, to realise that actually trolls and their sock puppet accounts and their fakery may seem online like you're like, oh my god, nobody likes me, but actually it's smoke and mirrors. And I do want to say at this point, our good friend Owen, I know is struggling at the moment, and
because of the same people in most
in
circumstances.
some senses, yeah, I know he's had a lot of trouble with the same bunch of trolls and their sock puppet accounts. So anybody out there, if you see Owen or you speak to Owen, just tell him what great work he does for the hobby as well. Over at the Ecclesbourne Valley Railways, organising a big model show. He runs the miniature railway there. He does so much for the hobby. Arguably, you could say he does so much more even than I do. And, Owen is such a great person.
And he doesn't go around beating his chest to say how great he is.
He doesn't need to pretend like he's the saviour of the hobby or any nonsense like that. He just is a really great guy. And I do want him to know that, it's just... it's just depression. It's not what the world really thinks. And there's a lot of people out here who really do appreciate what you do. Big Boy 4018, hello to you. I got a Fowler oil tank kit at the local train show for $2. Very nice kit. Actually, yeah, I mean, it's not just here in the UK. You can get some good deals. I know over in the US. I mean, $2 for that. That is really good going. Oh, we have Mark Wilson in, the waxer of the DeLorean. Great to see you. I hope you are. Stevie Film says, what is Owen's channel?
Project Northgate.
Project Northgate. So just go over there and leave him a comment and just say what a great person he is, how much he does for the hobby. He's not one of those people who blows their own trumpet. He just gets on with being awesome. He doesn't need to swan in and try and get everybody to have their attention on him. And I just want him to know that we all appreciate what he does.
See what he's doing. And
Thank you, Stevie
Phil.
Thank you, Stevie Film. Really good. Heading over to leave him a message. And like I said, if you see him in person as well, just wish him well. Because he's been talking about giving up on the hobby, and we do not want to see that. We want to see him get through this. And actually, some of the best therapy is going to shows and have people continuously coming up to you and telling you how much what you do means to them. So, a huge thank you to everybody who came up to me. I needed it. I really did need it.
You really did, because it's been very obvious to everyone around you that you've had a terrible time.
Yeah.
And I know that the ongoing investigation that's going on is taking its time, and once we get through that,
well, I'm just glad that we were advised to
actually file
get the police involved. But
so
anyway,
once they deal with that, it'll be better. But for the moment, it's still a weight on your shoulders.
Peter Jackson Cheadle, he says, I saw that Birmingham New Street layout, and it isn't a patch on Mark Wilson's work. Mark Wilson is incredible. I will say his work is absolutely amazing. I did see that layout as well, and that was really good as well. And I had a conversation with some Monday clubbers about things like Best in Show. I know that Minith Tatus Newith has won Best in Show at the Lee exhibition and at Shildon as well. So, notwithstanding that, and it can feel really good when the general public votes for your stuff and says like, "Oh, you're the best." But I don't like to compare different modelers' stuff. I mean, it's a bit like art. In a way, what we produce is three-dimensional art.
Absolutely.
And, how would you judge a Monet compared to a Caravaggio or a Constable or, even a Tracy Emin? How can you compare these things? They have their they have their beauty in their own individual ways, and this is what I've said this before with the Hornby Magazine Awards. When it comes to the YouTuber stuff, I actually think they make a rod for their back.
They do, because so much controversy came about from that.
Yeah, I don't think YouTube's mature enough yet to have its own awards like that. And I honestly think that if somebody from Hornby Magazine watches this, perhaps it's time to think, well, we tried it, but maybe it's more trouble than it's worth. And I'm not saying, obviously, Charlie, another year of victorious victory beckons for you, and deservedly so. But I do sometimes feel that, art is subjective.
I have to admit, though, because I was dealing with the skill extract for the entire weekend, I didn't get to see much. But one, because it was right next to the ladies' loose, so obviously you saw it as you came out. One really struck with me. Somewhere in France.
Oh yeah, I did like that one.
Yeah.
I like the one in the barrel as well, but we'll circle back to
I did have a glance at the barrel, but I'm not enough to be able to do anything.
The one in the barrel was worth a very good close look for one amazing reason that really stood out for me. It was the back scene and the sky. What they'd done, and I've never seen this done on a layout before, and I thought, wow, that works so well. The buildings, the low relief buildings at the back were brought forward, so there was a gap behind them. They weren't flat on the back. And then the sky was made of teased out like polyester fibre or cotton wool type stuff, so that it had smoke and looked like clouds. And then behind it, they had colour reactive LEDs behind the fibres, and it made it look like a proper sky.
Oh, wow.
And it was that for me really drew the eye. I was blown away. I had a chat with the operator. I did say to her, I'll try and circle back. I never got a chance to circle back to it, but I will say that the layout in the barrel was absolutely stunning. And if you do see that, check out the way he's done the sky, the lighting in the back scene. It is just incredibly imaginative and effective way of doing it. I think the comment may have gone off the screen, but Mark Wilson did say that he does regularly talk with the builder of that other New Street layout, and actually he really does like that, does Mark Wilson, that layout and what the guy's done. And yeah, absolutely, absolutely. RG Models 86 says, if we all model the same way, this hobby would get very dull and repetitive.
Exactly. We're not here to model by numbers. Yeah. You model from your heart.
Simon Trains Muller says it was called Bottom of the Barrel. That was it. And it was like a brewery, but the layout was in a brewery barrel. I thought it was just absolutely a great way of presenting the layout. But the sky and the way he'd done the lighting in the sky, really, really imaginative and effective. So effective. Mark Wilson says, my latest build is based on a Florida station in the US. I'm really looking forward to that. So Mark Wilson is waxing off the DeLorean and heading back in time to Florida. I'm really looking forward to that. Simon Trains Mother says, the New Street layout belongs to Dudley Central and sorry about people in Dudley going, you don't sound like that. To Dudley Central, and did enjoy it. He talked about extending it to show the B end of the station. A big hello to Krista Duke. Great to see you. I hope you were well. And it was so great to see you guys at the show as well. Gandalf, put the biscuit down.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wagon. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they meet you.
Thanks, Gandalf. And Daryl Lewis, ZM8DZ, says, night everyone, up early. Good night to you. Don't take it. Take care, and don't forget to hit that like button before you go. And this goes for everybody. Please tickle the like button. It's really easy to do. It doesn't cost anything, but it really does help the channel and the channel stats. Consider sharing to social media. Let's get everybody that we can on board with the greatest online model railway club going. Well, apart from Ken Patterson's What's Neat this week, because obviously that's the best. But if you've run out of what's needs this week, and a huge thank you to Ken Patterson coming on as guest last week to talk about the devastating fire in his basement that has destroyed his layout, then it's I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry, my brain wandered.
You were talking about Ken's What's Neat this week.
Oh yes,
it ran out.
But yes, if you've run out of Ken Patterson's What's Neat this week to watch, then you can come here as a second. Great bargains at the show Model World, and people appreciated your purchases, says Paul O'Donovan.
Oh yes, support your local model shops.
Absolutely, do support your local model shops. And on the note as well, I did have a chat with Tom Marshall at Buggle Skelly Station. He was there, and unfortunately, I think it may have been a little bit to do with the way the show was laid out this year. And again, if anybody from Hornby Magazine is watching, the way you laid it out in previous years, I thought was better, where the exhibits were kind of more mixed up. Because it did feel, and I saw somebody comment about this, and I completely agreed with how they phrased it. They said it felt like there was 2 exhibitions going on in the hall, and the people from one exhibition didn't necessarily get exposed to the people in the other exhibition. You know, it was like there was 2 adjacent exhibitions with the military modelers, that kind of thing, and then the railway modelers. And I actually really preferred it when they kind of mixed things up a bit more. So Tom Marshall, I did have a chat with him. It was always great to catch up with Buggle Skelly. He said it was tough trading.
I bet
but
it was.
I
walked past him. I'm sure I've walked past him at least once and didn't even realise he was there.
Yeah,
I did say hello at one point.
Yeah.
But the first time I said, "Oh, he's here."
Yeah. But did show my support by getting a complete set of the Hammersmith Hardmen. So we've got Eddie and Richie.
A complete set. There's 2 of them.
Well, yeah. So that is a complete set. So I bought these from Buggle Skelly Station. If you buy in person, Monday Club discount does apply. But as always, support the people who support your hobby. So these will be appearing on Minith Tattoos Newydd. I'm going to get the Covered Monkey to paint these up because she does a lovely job. But there you are, the Hammersmith Hardmen. Yes, Richard Gruter's bottom prices then.
Yeah. Oh, I've forgotten the music. I was about to do the music. Yeah, I almost went into the Roseanne theme. That was the problem.
Yeah. Ben Tullett 6068 says, I loved Tom. Oh, it just went. Where's it gone? I loved Tom. Stop moving it! I've lost it now.
Loved Tom's latest creation, which was the Lighthouse.
Absolutely, yeah. So that's a new product. Do go and check it out. And RG Mods 86 says Tom's Lighthouse diorama looks amazing.
Yes. And Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, you are absolutely right. The sci-fi model section, the Liberator from Blake 7 looked incredible.
Oh yes, there was a lot of good stuff up there, and that's why I think sometimes railway modelling. Oh, it's not railway modelling. I'll go back down there, and it's like, no, go and have a look. The stuff they do is amazing.
I talked about this on Wargame Hammer today.
Yeah.
Go on.
Sorry, I was going to talk about some of the models I saw over there. I went and had a good look around. Yeah, the sci-fi models were really, really great, but there was one particular area where they had little dioramas, and they were quite big figures and vehicles. But it was the trees and vegetation that some of the models had done, and when you're modelling in, it was like, I think it was like 1/16th scale, quite big. The trees, it's very easy to cock up a tree when you're at that big a scale because you can't fudge a lot of things. And so I was chatting with quite a few of them about the vegetation, and I had like Vietnam War dioramas, and it was just really incredible. So, when you see military modelers at shows, don't ignore them. Go and have a look at the quality of their work because it is superb.
Not just that, but this is what I was talking about on Wargame Hammer today, which is the wargaming channel that we have. Look at what people in other types of modelling are doing and see if you can use some of their techniques to make your modelling better. Don't just limit yourself to what everyone else is doing in your area.
Livesteam Nick says Model Railway Weekend at Severn Valley Railway this coming weekend. Highly Engine Shed is the main spot. That's really good, actually. Well worth a visit. Andrew Moy Jones says, I'm thinking of blending fantasy with double O gauge. Kelvin Lee Gray says, Manchester United traffic has caused me to be late. Hello, Jenny and Zoe.
I was in the middle of a speech there, Jenny.
I know, but just put that straggler down. I know he's got a biscuit, but you can't lick him like that.
A Monday clubber is never late, Total Wagons, even if Manchester United's playing. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they meet to.
Thanks, Gandalf. But yeah, great to see you, and also great to hang out with you through the weekend as well. So glad you got back actually on this, because Kelvin was commuting from Manchester. He didn't stay over, but he came both days. And on the Saturday, I think a few other people probably all ended up on the same train. I know Zantek, I think, was on the same train. There was a couple of other people I saw posting about that. But there's a lot of cancelled trains, unfortunately. But I was glad that he got back, and then he came the following day. And it's just lovely to just be able to sit and have a chat with him. Ben Tullett 6068 says there were actually quite a few mini versions of one-to-one models at the show. The tank, the mini race car, and someone did the Route Master Fish and Chip bus on the club stand.
I actually found that hilarious. I was looking at the Challenger tank, and it was incredible. And then I walked down to another aisle, and the Challenger tank was on a stand. The exact same livery and everything. All of the camouflage. And it's just sitting there rotating like, did you use a shrink ray?
Yeah.
I didn't see the
This
Route
is
Master
small.
Fish and Chip bus though.
Those are far away.
I'm sorry to say I didn't see the Route Master Fish and Chip bus, but I did have some fish and chips.
Yeah, you went to the real one.
Actually, I didn't have fish and chips. I had chips and mushy peas.
And can I say, I mean, a lot of people saying, oh, the NEC burgers. I didn't actually see anybody getting NEC burgers, but a lot of people getting the chips. And
people were loving fish and chips on that bus.
Yeah, but what I would say is, there was about £6 for the chips or something like that.
It was ridiculous. £5 for a small thing of chips, or £6 for large. I just went large and shared them.
But the thing was, actually, it wasn't a stingy portion.
Oh no, there was a lot.
And they
there.
were good chips.
Two people could get filled from that one portion. It was big.
Well, they did, me and you. Tim Shaw N4D says Seb's Berlin Brigade Chief. So is that Brigade or Brigade Chieftain was cool. Oh, was the Berlin Brigade camouflage on the right?
Use your words.
Yeah. Decrypt your mouth. Oh, DJ K666 is the burgers are at the other end of the hall. We didn't go there.
Yeah.
We didn't go there.
No.
Paul O'Donovan 1150 says I got Bachmann 35 780 class 66005 Eastleigh GBRF BR Green Lake Crest Retro. Thrilled with it. Yeah, there was so many great deals there, and a really good spread of traders. You know, we had a lot of the small traders, a lot of the niche traders. But then moving up, there was a good choice, you know, with the bigger traders, so like Ellis Clark Trains, TMC, Trains for You, and Footplate Models, Sawyer Models, Cheltenham Model Centre, Tony's Trains of Rugby, Kerno Model Centre, Rainbow Railways, KMS Rail Tech, I think, were there as well. And probably a whole load of others that I can't quite remember off the top of my head.
There was one guy that was doing custom 3D printed model signs, so you could have your own station signs made at the show.
Oh, excellent! Yeah,
I was going to get some, but I saw he had a copy of Bolt Action instead.
Richard Brighton ROS, that's Rails of Sheffield, says, sorry I'm late.
A Monday clubber is never late, Richard Brighton, which you should know. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. So great to see you, and also great to have a good long chat with you as well. Richard Brighton, really appreciated it. Livestream Nick says the difference between small and large chips was actually about 5 extra chips. Andy Bettis says I got a class 13 for 280. That's actually a really good price. Class 13s, Bachmann class 13s, Really, really great.
On my show tonight. I don't
No,
feel good.
no worries. I actually had a chat with Richard Proudman, and Richard Proudman should be a politician. Not for any other reason that you can't get any information he doesn't want to give. You cannot get out of him. But he's so polite, even when he's got so many people asking him the same questions over and over again. That man is so full of beans. A pleasure to talk to. But I tried to read between the lines, and it came back saying read between the lines. And I think Bachmann are open to the idea of another run of the Class 13s. They have apparently sold really well, being all sold out at the Bachmann warehouse. So get them whilst you can at the moment. Yeah, some people are, oh, they're very expensive, but you're effectively buying 2 locomotives in one. And they really are a great model. But, you know, definitely get them whilst you can. Because whilst there might be another run, that isn't guaranteed. And I suspect the prices might go up a little bit for next time. So if you see one in the model shop and you're umming and ahhing, take it from me, the Class 13 is an exceptional model. Railway Music Lover says, hi Jenny and all, my credit card has died. All 8 Rapido Great Central Railway coaches have come. They look great. Very impressed with them. Oh no, I need to buy the Great Central Railway ones. No, Rapido, why? Why? Too many great models. Plus, we're going to get the Cali single, the D34. That's Sonic models. Oh yes, that's the other one I remembered from the Rails of Sheffield stand. The K-Class Mogul. They had a colour livery samples of 2 of them. So they had the Southern Olive Green and the Southern Malachite Green. Can I tell you now, the Southern Malachite Green wasn't on my radar until I went over to the Rails of Sheffield stand and saw that sample. That for me really is a must-have item. I really want to see the LBSCR Burnt Umber version, because that is obviously again another livery that I would be on the lookout for. But the Malachite Green really does look special. Andrew Moy Jones says, I got a Class 54, £40. I don't know if you meant Class 55 there. I got a D5054, that's a Class 24, I've got that one. £60, that's a really good price. If that's the Bachmann plain green, the preserved D5054, that's a really good price. It's actually a really good model. And got a Class 06 for £39. Valley's 5600 says, I just noticed the brake tender in BR Blue. Yes, I got that for 20 quid off the Key Model World stand. As you came in, they're basically Hornby magazine stand. They had a load of stuff for sale behind it, and they included, I saw online somebody bought a brand new but issues that probably easy to fix B17 from Hornby weathered edition for £20. Yes, you heard that right. And this is the new tool DCC ready version. It had a little bit of oil had got onto the paintwork. Just wipe it off, that's all you need to do. And apparently it didn't run, but what I've always found is that, so for a manufacturer to take that model apart, identify the problem and fix it, would cost them more than they could potentially get back from it, because you know you've got to pay somebody, and that's probably a lot of time. But for you or me, that is a stone cold bargain. Before now, I've had things like I remember buying a Bachmann Ginty for £10, the new tooled one, because it didn't run properly, and it just happened to be a split gear that I got for, I think I paid like about £1 or something. I think I paid more on postage than I paid for the part itself from Bachmann Spares, and it still works perfectly to this day. So some really great deals. Yes, I remember Simon Trains Model Railway. You showed me the Bachmann GWR waiting shelter from Kernow Model Rail Centre. Yeah, they had some great deals. Not just on the model rail exclusives, but a lot of scene craft as well. Some actually quite difficult to find stuff too. Mark Towers 8569, great to see you. I hope you're well. He's at Crichton Towers. Oh, so a big hello to Peter Crichton as well. And Andrew Boyd Jones confirmed it was actually a class 58. So Gandalf, I know it went off to just make sure that Zoe didn't hide the biscuits whilst you were down there. There were latecomers.
The Monday Clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. And Richard Gruder says, I heard there was some good end-of-line sales on buffer stops.
Oh my goodness!
Sorry, did I? Oh, for goodness. You got me. You got me. This is the bus that Zantek got. Zoe picked this up while she was downstairs in the house. So thank you so much for that, Zantek. Really do appreciate that. A royal blue EFE bus. Really quite nice there. So that's now up here in the Weir Yard Towers. And of course, as well, Model U was there. They had their scanning booth.
They had their transporter booth.
Yes, they did. They can transport you into miniature. And on the stand, you could buy both myself and the Cupboard Monkey in TT120 full colour prints. A little bit difficult to see, but actually the picture on the front, that's pretty much what they look like, only obviously a bit smaller. So these were very kindly sent over to us by Model U, but you could buy them off the stand. The 00 gauge version, we shared a photo of them in place on Minith Tattoo's newest. They made their debut last weekend at Leighton Buzzard on Minith Tattoo's newest. They look amazing, and the fact that they just come out of the box and they do not need painting is incredible. My friends, this is the future. This is the future that Star Trek told us about.
Yeah.
This is where the replicator gets started. You know, people think, oh, it's a bit fantastical. Yeah, but this is how the technology would start. Give it another couple of 100 years, they'll just be able to print you a car.
Hell, the 3D printing sticks now.
Ooh, tender. So Yaharix has got to go, guys. See you next week. Take care. It's been great having your company. Don't forget to hit that like button, and that goes for everybody. Oh, we've got the Tumble of Clowns in. I got one in there. He seems to fancy himself as a job as a British Railways horn. Is the Straggler about? And what about the one that always trips over his trombone? Zantek says, is it the right setting for Weir Yard? It's probably a bit earlier than Weir Yard setting, but look, don't worry about that. Thank you so much for your amazing generosity.
Yes, Patrick, I have cancelled Gamehammer tonight.
Unfortunately,
I've clearly come down with something.
Post-show lurgy.
I can barely move. I'm
starting to get a sore throat. And I'll be honest, it takes a lot out of you being at these shows. I have to say, greatest sympathy with all of the people with layouts, the traders, the demonstrators,
they have to stay behind.
YouTubers as well, because it takes a lot out of you doing that for the full weekend.
Not just that, but anyone that had a trade stand or a layout at the show had to wait longer than we did to get out because
they had
to move that enormous tank.
Yeah, I blame Howard from TMC for that. This time,
to be fair, he did a good job knocking some of those stands down.
Yeah. I suspect there was. I suspect there was a little bit of discussion when that video was being put together about whether or not that stand should be a particular stand. So, of course, on that subject, we did have a statement come out over the weekend from TMC, the Model Centre, and this concerns the TT120 Mark II coach commissions that they'd originally commissioned from Hellion, and these had been progressing along nicely. Unfortunately, they are now cancelling this. They put out a statement saying that the change in terms that was offered to them by Accurascale with, I think they said a 20% increase in the amount of money they had to pay, having to pay more money up front, I believe, was part of it, but I'm sure somebody will fill me in on that. And a much lengthened timescale was just unacceptable to them, so they have regretfully cancelled the TT120 coaches from Hellion. Now, I don't actually know where that's up to. I had a few people go, oh no, they all appear direct cheap through the Hellion website. Well, no, because actually, if the lead time was increasing by a year, and that's a long time, and I don't think these were due to arrive until next year anyway, and if the price was being increased by 20% to TMC, then
suggests to me
that suggests that they were actually underpriced by Hellion.
Not just that, but if the lead time is that much more increased, they can't have been that far along. So the idea that they'd just show up again in someone else's range, well, they might, but it sounds an awful lot like you're going to have to do an awful lot of tooling before you do that. I know Anthony's wanting to say something about Fran's statements, but to be honest with you, I don't care at this point. Everyone's saying this or that. It's very much a he said, she said thing. Let's not get in the middle of it and start picking sides.
I know I got into trouble for having an opinion on many occasions, but
apparently you're not allowed an opinion if you're this big.
Yeah. But what I've said, so many people have agreed with me. So, I stand by things that I've said, my own personal opinion.
Yeah.
But what I would say, and this will be the last that I talk about it on this, I've seen too many contradictions. I've seen one thing said, and then the opposite of that thing being said by the same people. And I'm sorry, if X, then Y can't be.
Yeah.
DJ K666 says, sounds like a curious guy. Haven't started cutting metal on the tool. I was going to say that. I don't think that Hellion had reached the stage where they'd started making the tooling. So we might still have been at the CAD stages. So, yes, we've seen like artists' renders, CAD renders. But I honestly think that this may mean that that project is cancelled. Because if tooling hasn't been committed to, which it doesn't sound like it, but I guess only a Curascale or Hellion can confirm or deny where it's up to, I suspect that that project is shelved indefinitely.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. If it turns up in someone else's range, they will have had to do the work again.
Yeah, Simon H317 says it sounded like the CADs were done and that's about it. Yeah, that's the way I read it. Anthony says opinions are fine. We are all here for model trains.
Yeah. The problem that I have is that at this point it's opinions based on he said, she said.
Yeah.
And that's not a great position to end up in. Because we all know what childhood playgrounds are like. My dad can beat up your dad, or my dad works for Nintendo and he says this, that and the other. It's like, does he? Does he really?
Warbler Productions,
we just don't know.
Yeah, Warbler Productions says, I'll still support a Curascale. The product, they produce some amazing models, but I will also buy other models from the local shops. Sawyer Models, Rails of Sheffield, Footplate, etc. Yeah, and that's it. Nobody is saying to people, don't buy a Curascale.
No, nor should anyone ever say that.
Yeah, and if anybody tells you that, tell them from me to take a hike. At the end of the day, there's a lot of great models from a Curascale, and I'm not changing my opinion for arbitrary reasons. It doesn't change the fact that there's some amazing models.
Yeah.
I love my Class 55! And, that's the honest truth. The Class 55 is a great model.
Hell, you'll see in the video on Wednesday, there's a good Curascale model in that video.
Oh yes, one of the exclusives at Rails of Sheffield.
And it looks fantastic.
Oh, absolutely. I've got an Curascale pannier up there. That's actually a really good model. And the buck jumpers. J67, J68, J69s. Great models. I thought that before all of this blew up. And I'm not changing my opinion on the model because that would just make me a complete and utter fraud. Yeah. And it's also the case that, a lot of the Hellion models, I always liked them. I got slated for saying that there's some great Hellion models. And, what I will say to you is, some people saying, oh, well, I won't buy anything from the Hellion sale because I'm supporting my local retailer. That's fine, but nobody is judging you if you do go and buy them. You know, there's no point in cutting your nose off to spite your face. If you see a model that you really want from the Hellion fire sale, I don't care if you buy it. I honestly don't.
No,
you know,
and nor should anyone. This is the thing that I really hate about the internet. It's tribalized everything.
Yeah.
You should not care what someone else has or has not.
Yeah, and I had this conversation actually with a lot of people at the show about the toxicity of social media, and it kind of circles back to one of the things we talked about before that's now in the hands of the police, and we're letting them just get on and deal with it, is that social media, in all walks of life, not just the hobby, has become so toxic. And I have to say, I support the under 16 ban on social media, and the reason is this, because when I grew up, I got mercilessly bullied at school, and you know, bullying's never gone away. It happens, it still happens, it will continue to happen to some people, unfortunately. It's not right, but let's not ignore the fact that it happened. Now, I got mercilessly bullied at school for various reasons, and the one thing that got me through, because I didn't actually enjoy the experience of school all that much. Academically, I did very, very well, but the actual experience of various things I didn't like because of the bullying. But when I went home, the bullying stopped until I went back to school in the morning. And on Friday, at the end of school, the bullying stopped until I went back to school. Kids of today, and I feel very old saying that, don't have that. There is no respite from the bullying. The bullying can literally become 24/7 through their devices. And I wouldn't want to be a kid growing up in this era with that. And you know, I think that, you know, it's wrong that kids should be in a position where there's peer group pressure. You must be on Instagram, you must be on WhatsApp, you must be on Snapchat or whatever. You know, like, shows that how out of date I am. Old fogey here. Grandma's having her rant. But you know, there's no respite from it. Yes, DJK666, absolutely. Unfortunately, with social media, the bullying follows you home. Yeah. And it can be so much more devastating. You know, the bullying was much more localized. When I was a kid, it wasn't a case of, you know, most people didn't know it was going on. It was just like a small group. But now the bullying online, they post garbage to the internet, and they can ruin a person's life doing that.
Yeah. The worst part is that people you've never even met will see it, think it's funny, and join in.
Yeah. It's like, oh, just having a laugh.
Yeah.
No, it's not funny. But we've seen this toxicity and this sort of like, if you're not with us, you're against us garbage. It started in politics, and it came through. It's not just model railways, but, you know, talking to people from magazines at the show, talking to people, you know, older people, younger people. I was talking to one couple, the lady was a school teacher and agreed with me on this as well, that actually social media has become quite it's become a bad thing. It's rot in our society. And as a model railway community, we kind of need to try and wean ourselves off the bad side of social media. But anyway, Simon H317 says, social media companies won't stop bullying, they make money from it. And that's the problem. It comes back to, you know, we all talk about, we joke about, you know, Laurie and I joke about, all hail the algorithm. And the problem is, it's the algorithm, and the algorithm is designed for one thing and one thing alone, to get you to stay on the social media platform for the longest possible time. And unfortunately, this negative behaviour makes people stay on the platform longer, whether you're the recipient of the negative behaviour because you want to see, well, like, what garbage are they saying about me now? I need evidence for the police investigation. Or it's like you're just there and it's like you're getting your reaction, so it's more. And if there was one way to make social media better, I would ban algorithm-driven serving up of content.
Yeah.
In that, so you go on Facebook and, hey, this is a great idea. Why not just show you the people you chose to follow
in the
order that they were posted?
Yes.
Hey, now, what a radical idea, but it won't do you that because it's trying to get you to stay on the site as long as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Little Britain says idiots plus an anonymity equals bullying. Yeah. So you put your hand.
Yeah, we're not just to go back to the topic rather than this.
Yeah.
Because let's face it,
Sorry.
we're not going to solve this tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. We're not going to solve it, and I think it'll just make a few people possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be. Yeah.
Here's.
Are we showing videos tonight, by the way?
Perhaps. It depends if I can find any that we've had. We have had a question. What do we think about the thing that's going on with West Hill Wagon Works? I don't know what's going on with West Hill Wagon Works.
I've only heard a third-hand rumour.
And that's not good enough
so,
for us.
yeah, I'll put it out there. What I've heard, I'm not going to repeat it because, see, this feeds into this issue with social media.
Yeah.
Rumours can be dangerous because they're like Chinese whispers.
A lie can travel around the world before the truth has got its boots on.
Yeah, so what I will say to you, yes, I have heard something happening, but because it came third hand, I'm not going to repeat it. I don't know if it's the truth or whether the rumour has kind of Chinese whispered. But that's all I say out there. You can probably go and search yourself. I just say take anything you hear with a pinch of salt unless it comes from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, until it's confirmed. Then it's just a rumour.
Oh, have we got B. Mozza? Ooh. Hello, B. Mozza. It's great to see you. It's been a while. It says a joke is only funny if all parties find it funny. Absolutely. I say, oh, they're just having a laugh. Doesn't wash because somebody has been made to feel miserable as anything. And you know, as we've seen in social media, I've seen so many good friends, good people in the community be devastated by the evil of people is just having a laugh. Yeah. And it's just not right. But right, apparently Richard Gruter says I can see look on Company's House.
Yes, I've seen what's on Company's House. It doesn't tell the whole story.
Just bear in mind that Company's House can be up to, I think it's 14 days out of date. So what you're seeing is a snapshot of 14 days ago. Yeah.
Or, in the case of...
Richard Gruter says it's not an attack on your rubbish jokes.
No, it's not.
No, we're not having a joke on that. Let's move on. Anthony says, Jenny, more positive. Boom!
Yes.
Good man.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on Hornby's TT120 announcements last week? And what's your favourite picks?
I have to admit I was a little disappointed with the TT120 announcements.
Can I have some Coke?
Yes, of course you can. Mostly because all of what they announced was not what I was asking for.
Did we not already have one open?
Oh, I've drank that.
Oh, down there. No wonder you got your jiggle on. Was it the black...
the Black 5 looked pretty
Black
good.
5 Class 31 as well. I think it's good, solid releases. Rome wasn't built in a day. TT120 is still, certainly for the UK, a relatively new scale.
And I hope that it succeeds. But what they announced wasn't what I was looking for. So for me, it was a bit of a disappointment. Yeah. But for those who liked it, it was great news.
Yeah, and this comes back to, for some people, it was the greatest announcement ever. But that was predicated on it being the models that you wanted. I mean, it's a bit like Bachmann's announcement of the Turbo Stars, the 168, 170 and 171.
Which looks gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah. There'll be great models. And I know enough about model railways to know that whilst they're not for me, they're certainly a great release. But for me, you could argue that announcement's like, there's nothing in it for me. Literally so. It's not a model that I would make a beta path to a model shop to be able to actually buy. Sorry, the camera.
I was trying to look for something, Jan.
Oh, sorry. But actually, great release nonetheless for a lot of people. And Absolutely. RG Models 86, you can't please all of the people all of the time, unfortunately. Well said, yes, absolutely.
So yes,
I think
the Black 5 was announced in TT120. The rumours are true.
I think it'll go down really well. The Black 5 has been a very successful locomotive for Hornby and 00. So it stands to reason that it's sort of getting put through the shrink ray to go into TT120. That makes sense. The research is done. And, a lot of the heavy lifting on design and stuff is done. The Class 31, again, is going to be, I think, really, really popular. Class 31 is a workhorse. We've seen Hornby have had a 00 version, in a decent 00 version for over 20 years. There's a Railroad Plus version. All of these sell out.
Yeah.
Bachmann just recently released a 31. Acura Scale have done a 31. They're workhorses. There was a lot of them, and they were long-lasting. They will be very, very popular indeed.
They absolutely will. But again,
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah.
And you can't have this, this massive range that we see in N gauge, that we see in 00 overnight.
Yeah. To be fair, do you remember when we were looking at that old advert for Hattons? When this isn't mine, but goodness, I'm going back now. You'd have to hunt in the archives for this. When you went to Hattons for that interview, and you were looking at the old adverts, and they were saying, "This is all the 009 we have. Stop asking."
And I had visions of Norman Hatton in his brown shop coat, sort of shouting from the back room, "I keep telling them it's all we've got." And now we've got 009. But somebody's asked, Simon H317 says, why don't Hornby make O gauge? Well, probably the same reason that Bachmann don't make TT120. It's quite simply a case of they've got their market share. There's only so many resources to go into tooling and such like. O gauge is very expensive. And what we've seen actually with the fact that Hellion, in my opinion, foolishly making huge numbers of models with no path to market for them. Market research would have shown, and this is what I said in my opinion piece, market research would have shown that, where were the pre-orders? Where was the judging? Like, is this going to be successful? Why have they got a warehouse full of stuff? Because they made stuff the market that there wasn't a big enough market for whatever reason, the price too high. But market research would have shown you that was the case. In Hornby's instance, it's like, well, why would we want to spend a lot of money, and you're talking a huge amount of money, for what would be an expensive model? But the Hellion Fire Sale is already showing that there's a lot of O gauge out there that isn't selling through. So I guess that's simply what it boils down to.
Plus, let's face the other truth that a lot of people don't want to actually face. There are only so many factories. Each of those factories only has so many production slots. Are you going to say, right, I'll take some production away from O gauge in order to fit into this new range? That's going to mean taking away stuff that will guarantee sales.
Yeah. So is that with the Hornby, the J15 in the Great Eastern Railway, like purpley blue? Hornby actually had to cancel certain other liveries of the J15 to free up production slots to make more of that model because demand was unexpectedly high. And I know a lot of people like, oh, like the KR model stuff not coming. I'll tell you now, production slots. And this is actually all wrapped up with why models cost what they cost. Because the factories out in China are not just making model trains. They're making all sorts of other stuff as well.
Yeah.
And that means that when manufacturers, and that doesn't matter whether it's Bachmann or Hornby or Cavalex or Revolution or Acura Scale or Hellion or KR Models or Daypol are doing it, they all are affected by the same thing. That they're competing with companies with huge and deep pockets like Apple, like Motorola, like Billy's replacement speakers, who can pay more for the production slots because they can make more profit margin from what they're selling, more volume. So the model railway production has to compete with that.
I'm trying my best to open up some videos for us, and it's just not working.
We seem to have an issue, so
I don't know what it is.
So what's it not doing?
Right, I can open this,
Yeah.
and now it's working. But it took your entire discussion about the production slots to open that email. So I don't know what was going on there.
How strange.
Yeah.
Richard Groot says, nice. Pico still makes stuff in the UK. And actually, it should be said, Daypol are producing a lot of stuff in the UK. It can be done, but when it comes to locomotives,
it's expensive.
not only that, Pico are not making their 009 locomotives in the UK. They're being made elsewhere by Cato. And Daypol, I believe, are not making their locomotives in the UK because it would otherwise be too expensive. And we proved this when we went to Hornby, and I built the brand new tooling Black 5 out of the parts sent from the factory. So they'd already been decorated. It was just Mrs. Muggins here had to assemble them. And whilst it's possible to make a loco in the UK, the honest truth is it would cost 3 to 4 times what you're currently being charged for a locomotive if they made them in the UK.
And it's for the exact reasons that we discussed at the time. This is skilled work. You can't pay minimum wage and expect people to do this. Because if I was given the opportunity to make a locomotive or flip a burger for the same price, I'll flip the burgers.
Yeah, because it was very intensive work. And yeah, Richard Brighton ROS says, Jenny, when DCC Concepts was trying to buy processors during and just after COVID, we were competing with huge players for limited stock, which made prices skyrocket and crippled availability. And that's the thing. People go, oh, why is the cost of DCC decoders doubled? Well, it's because the processor, the brain of that decoder, is the same component that people who make cars, who make mobile phones, who make washing machines are buying and using. It's like a generic processor. It's like buying an Intel processor. You can do many different things with it, but you need that one thing. And they've got deeper pockets. Their profit margins are bigger because the processor represents a smaller percentage of the finished product. They can pay more for it. So if you want some, you've got to be able to outbid them, and that is why things get expensive.
Not just that, but right now, it's probably as cheap as it's going to be for a while. And I'll tell you exactly why. AI data centers. They're not using the same processors that your chips are coming from, but they are buying up production slots for the bigger processors that the same factory makes.
Also, bear in mind, all processors are made from the same raw materials.
Yeah.
So they're buying, you may think, oh, well, my DCC decoder is not currently running a supercomputer somewhere. No,
but the pieces that's from will.
But the silicon wafers that are used to make the processors in your DCC decoders and the Cray supercomputer, they're the same thing.
What century are you living in? You'll be saying Deep Blue's coming around next.
But anyway, Richard Gruters, are you trapped in a lollipop stick joke department or something? Somebody stole my external hard drive and it really got my back up.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we have got one video.
Apparently it caused the white circle of doom.
Yes. Let's see how it goes.
So we'll play one video, but I think this is something I was thinking about the other day, because I know that the video quality when we've been doing interviews hasn't been the best of late. Is it time that we stopped using things like Facebook video?
It's time that we got a more upgraded computer. It's been 7 years, Jen. It might be time that we got rid of the Cray supercomputer. So let's try this. This is from Richard Swiderski. This 70000 Britannia with the Cumbrian Mountaineer Rail Tour from Crewe to Carlisle.
Groovy. Oh yes.
Hit deliver. Beep beep. So this should be through.
DJ Sarah Hall says computer memory is so expensive. SSDs too, because of AI data centers and their demand. The people who make the memory make more money from basically making the memory that the AI centers use rather than the stuff your PC uses. So of course they're going to use they're going to make it for the data centers.
Unfortunately, it's supply and demand, and the data centers have got money to burn right now.
Yeah.
Along with all the other trees and other environmental factors they're burning.
Yeah, just remember that every time you do, oh, my fancy little AI video. Looking at you, TMC, jumping into that tank.
It was fun, but yeah.
It was fun, actually. It was a good video, but, you know, just as something that was fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Here we come.
Howard and Alex at TMC, good guys.
Yeah,
and they know that it's not a personal attack.
There's another thing that we said before. Remember that the big companies, there's still human beings in them as well.
Yeah.
So all this tribalism that's been started and egged on. So these are people, real people with real feelings.
But actually, it was really great over the weekend as well to actually catch up with Bachman when we had the Scalextrics race with Bachman.
The red car and the blue car.
But actually, don't shake that because it makes the camera shake.
Sorry.
Also, really great to speak to the social media guy from Bachman, and hopefully, fingers crossed, might be able to work a little bit more closely with Bachman going forward. So really positive. Likewise, had a great chat with the guys over at Hornby as well. So there's a few little things moving forward too.
They didn't tell you to bugger off, which is always a good sign.
Yeah. Maybe they thought I was somebody else. But there we go. Also, we've got...
Who did they think you were? Trevor McDonald?
Yes. But also, I mean, as well, I must say, we were staying in the same hotel as the Cavalex boys, so we were like ships that passed in the night. Every time I went to the Cavalex stand, Cav and Alex weren't there, and they'd sort of wandered off to go and have a look around, so I never got to speak to them, which is a great shame, other than...
They were hiding from you.
Well,
has she gone yet? Has she gone?
Maybe. But we did sort of chat with them briefly in the hotel, sort of as we came and went. Would have loved to have had a bit of a better chat, but they weren't there at the stand every time I went.
To be fair, it was a big show, and there was a lot going on.
Absolutely. Hello, train guy. Great to see you. I hope you're well, Gandalf.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. So, I'm
flagging.
I must admit I am too. What you got to remember is that come rain or shine, illness or wellness, Jenny always does the Monday Club, has to be a big thing for me to miss a Monday Club. So at the moment, I feel I've got post-show lurgy. I can feel it actually getting worse and worse.
Yeah, that's why I cancelled my show for tonight.
But
I would love to do a
soldier on. Richard Brutus says, "Did you see Lenny Henry? Was he at the show?" I did not see Lenny Henry. I know.
I didn't.
I have met Lenny Henry a couple of times before.
Yeah,
told the story
I haven't,
on many
though.
occasions.
He was there. He only came over to see you when I wasn't there.
Where were you?
I was off getting you your dinner.
Yay!
This is one thing that happens when we're at the.
I had people to that.
When we're out at a book signing or other event, I tend to be the lackey that runs off and does stuff because Jen is, well, clearly as you can see here, the front person. She's the one that everyone wants to talk to. So I get the opportunity to go off and get stuff.
Plenty of front.
Yes. And so I have the opportunity to rush off and get stuff and not get waylaid by people who want to talk to us. So it just makes sense. And as a result, I kind of miss out on stuff.
Oh, thank you so much, Roger Windsor, 2130.
Oh, thank
very,
you.
very kindly donated £4.99 on the super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It says, get a pet turnip and call it Baldrick. How did you find a turnip that cost £1,000? Wasn't easy. Had to haggle.
As old games...
Good night to you, Madden Steam Railways. It's been great having your company. As always, don't forget to hit the like button and consider sharing this stream. Let people know about the greatest model railway online community that there is. Let's get everybody on board the Monday Club Express. And if you haven't already done so, then do please subscribe to the show as well.
We do have one more piece of news. Bottom mentioned that.
Also, don't forget the Monday Club lock-in. I know it's hard to get a word in with Jen. When is the Monday Club lock-in?
So Andy Sawyer is having a lock-in.
Yes, we know. Yes, I think they heard what I said, but there's no dates there. Remind me the dates.
I can't remember. I think it's like the second week in May, but it might be a little later than that.
It's not like May the 4th be with you or something.
No. We have Zantec coming next week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's why I remembered May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
The week after, I believe, is the Monday Club lock-in.
May the 11th.
At Sawyer Models. We'll have some big
May
news.
the 11th. That's my older sister's birthday.
Well done, you've just doxed your sister live on the internet. Congratulations.
What?
Yeah, never announce stuff that can be used as security questions.
Well, why didn't you prime people to take notes?
So here's the thing. So we've got the lock-in coming up at Sawyer Models. We'll have some big news there, of course, but we'll be bringing along Thomas the Tank Engine Wonders of Sodor. You can come and play it. If you haven't had a chance to play it already, I recommend it, by the way.
Can I just say, you can come along and have an attempt to physically remove me from playing it, because I will be shunting wagons on Thomas the Tank Engine.
Oh, you should have seen it. Last time the squad was around our house.
Yeah.
You and Craig shunting all night.
Oh yeah, because we had to show you how to do it properly.
It's such a good game.
Yeah. Won't be able to make the Sawyer lock-ins.
Oh.
I'm sorry. That's a shame. No, but look, don't worry. We'll tell you all about it.
Yeah, you'll get to see it. It'll be live streamed.
Will it? Oh, are you gonna be sat down doing a live stream all evening? I'm
gonna hang my phone from the ceiling and just stream it.
I'm gonna be licking Thomas the Tank Engine.
Yes.
Right. I'm gonna change. I've got a new angle and I really like it. So we're gonna use the new angle.
So we've got a statement in the chat. I bet Jenny just has to play as Dirty Diesel. Yes. Jenny likes being the Diesel, so she can do proper shunting.
Actually, no. I have to say, don't tell anybody. Just let's keep it between you and me. Just you and me. Yeah. I like Percy. He's my favourite. Henry's my second favourite, but don't tell Henry that Percy's my favourite.
So there's a statement here. I hope they'll be adding some more characters to the game soon. I have heard that there are plans for expansions.
Oh, definitely.
When they turn up is another matter. Just today we've had the updates.
And what are they given?
They've corrected some errors and changed some of the weather effects.
Okay.
And you can now save within missions between cutscenes.
Right. Okay.
So it solves them. The only gripe that we really had
on a really long mission, and you failed just at the very end.
Right at the end, when I've managed to go full speed and then smash into the end of the line, then I have to do it all again.
Nick Girolamo says, Percy, my favourite too. Named my first cat Percy. Richard Swiderski says, Jenny, will you be taking Thomas to Sober? Yes, we just said we will be. We will be.
Yes.
RG Models 86 says, hopefully they'll add some more characters to the game soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we haven't got Henry. Henry's not in it, is he? Is he Henry in?
I can't remember if Henry's there or not.
Gordon's there. I don't think
Thomas, Percy, Gordon, Diesel, Emily,
James.
The 6.
But also Toby. It should
Yeah.
be. So what we actually need, we need Toby, Mavis, Duck, Oliver, Donald, Douglas. Did I say Daisy?
I think you did. Who are the
Mavis.
Porta twins?
Oh, Bill and Ben.
Yep. We need the narrow gauge posse.
Yeah. Big up narrow gauge posses. What? Scarlowy, Rheneas, Sir Handel, Duncan, Rusty, and Duke, and
Pew, Barney McGrew, Cuppa, Dibble and Gruff.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a brain fart. I can't.
Yeah.
Edward, RG
That
Mod
was
says
it.
it's Edward.
We need to see the narrow gauge group for the north part of Sodor.
Yeah.
At the moment, that area you can't access it.
But then there's the small railway engines,
Yeah.
of which the only one whose name I can remember was Rex. We also need Boko and Bear. Boko and Bear.
There's so many that could be added.
Yeah.
I'll even take the more modern ones that have been added after the Reverend Audrey passed.
Stepney should be there. Yeah.
I'll take them. I want to see the lot. I want the game to succeed so well that we get all of them.
Yeah.
Basically.
Rex,
I do
Bert,
like it.
and Mike. Thank you, RG Models 86.
Oh my god.
See, there was Awesome Brick says cranky now. Anything after Reverend
Jimmy
Audrey,
Cranky.
anything after tramway engines is not canon in my
It
mind.
might not be canon, but I would love
I
the
know
game
it's
to
that-
be
I mean,
so successful that we see them anyway.
See, I'm well aware of the existence of Emily. However, Emily never featured in Thomas the Tank Engine when I was a child.
Yeah, but look at how well they've done her in the game.
and
The
then
Sterling single looks
Yes.
amazing.
Ben Tullett 6068. Also, the mountain railway trains would be cool to see. One was called Godred. There was also was it Eric? Was one of the mountain railway ones. RG Models 86 says Christopher Audrey's books are great. I have never read them, but I do need to. I will definitely take on reading the Christopher Audrey books. We need to find the set.
Talking to you about Thomas feels like talking to my dad about Bond.
David Scott 6468 says time to go, folks. Good night. Catch you next week.
It is.
You
It's
take
9
care.
o'clock,
It
guys.
has been an honour having your company. Don't forget, guys, do tickle that like button. Consider sharing as well. Simon H317 says, any updates on the HM7000 app? Any new locos coming? Brackets Class 71. Class 71 is being worked on, I believe. That is one of the already announced ones. The Class 25 profile that I shared, and that, smugly, I now have 3 Class 25s running with that profile in, is not publicly available. Now, there's a reason for this, and this is more news from the show.
Go for it.
But I knew it beforehand, but we talked about it at the show, so hey, it's show news. Until the next batch of decoders come through from the factory, they've said they're not going to release that Class 25 profile because there's no decoders in the shops particularly for people to be able to buy to make use of it, and they believe that could just cause frustration. So what they've elected to do is to wait until stocks of HM7000 decoders come through again. I believe that I think it's next month. Or the month after, so it's within like a month or two maybe. They're expecting stock, so that's when you will see the Class 25 publicly released. And to all those people who have gone, this will mean there'll be a TT120 Class 25. I am not aware of any TT120 Class 25.
Speculation is fun, but we can't pass it as fact.
Exactly, and not only that. Even within the beta test group, it doesn't look like anybody is aware of that. So I can quite safely, I think, say nobody in the dev group is aware of a TT12025. Doesn't mean that there isn't one, but we just don't know. So little mystery for the next announcement. Now I do know of a number of further announcements and I can't tell you what they are because I haven't cleared it, so I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I don't think there's a problem in saying that there are, a number of unannounced profiles that I am aware of being put together. But that's all I can say. I can't tell you what they are, but what I will say is that when they are announced, you'll be like, "Oh my, that is! I need to have it."
Will this be another Simon Kohler Eugenius moment?
Probably. Ben Tullett 6068 says Rapido have more announcements coming soon. Of course they do.
Rapido are announcing something. The day must end in Y.
Yeah. Simon H317 says, yeah, a mod on Hornby forum said the 25 is the first sound file for a loco they don't make. That's not true. There has been a Hornby class 25 in the range previously. So, just in the same way.
They don't make at the moment.
Yeah, but then again, there's sound profiles that for models that they don't make at the moment. So like class 71. They haven't made a class 71 for quite some time.
Look at
Yet
that.
There
Gorgeous.
it was. Yeah, it is gorgeous.
Which we're talking about the Aston Martin, which reminds me, we have a Game Hammer special, an all-day special coming up, don't we? Like we did with Thomas Wonders of Sodor.
Yes.
When Forza Horizon 6 arrives,
AKA
we're off to race in Japan.
AKA Drive It Like You Stole It Simulator.
And I believe Craig and Andy will be coming round to do a bit of racing. But guys, it's past our bedtime now, so let's head off, ski with the end credits, and say thank you so much for everyone joining us.
Just quickly, Ben Tullett 6068 says, I am waiting for the Hornby HM7000 rail replacement bus sound file. You may jest, but you might be surprised. That's all I'll say. Anyway, good night, everybody. Take care. It's been great having your company. Do please like, share, and subscribe. You can check us out over on Patreon. Get your Monday Club badges at the link down below. Very important to support your local retailers. And, of course, support those who support your hobby and make it possible with all of the great products that are out there. And until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now.
fills the cup. Pull those wagons back and forth. Grunk it up. For what's your Grunk it up. Grunk it up. Grunk it up. Hashtag not a cult.
The train now departing is the... Oh, why are you still on the
Because
screen?
that's the one camera angle that there's no counterpart without me on the screen. So, hold, yeah, there we
The
go.
train now departing is the... Hang on.
It's gone very dark.
Is the replacement bus service.
The sun came up.
The train now departing is the 2109 service to Packham on the Back, stopping at Mineth Tatis, Tatis Newith, Mineth Tatis Newith, Boxton on File, Boxton Junction, Hoggleton on the Hill, Bolton Trinity Road, Grove Street Yard. All stop, all change at 3 cocks for Lord Hereford's Knob. Where else are we going?
I don't know.
There's probably somewhere else. The unnamed layout that Jenny said had a name, and it turned out there wasn't a name. Pittsburgh somehow, Eindhoven, and then on to Packham on the Back. That is the 2109 service to Packham on the Back. We get there in the end. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was is gathered there together, because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night.
What?
Richard Gruger says, see it, smell it, sorted. Right, I'm off because I need to just get some more nights in, I think. To make up for all the work I've been doing. Oh!
I'm getting dizzy.
I'm dizzy, my head is spinning. Like a whirlpool, it never ends. Right, I'm off to Sodor to drive around with Thomas.
Okay, you're going to take him for a joyride?
Yes.
Okay, well,
He's gonna love it.
Is he? Is
No.
he? Really?
No.
There we go. Does anybody notice my new coaling tower?
It's very nice.
No, I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to them.
I was talking to you.
Well, I will say, some of the little axles popping out. There we go, got it. I don't think that the Pico turntable is based on a hand operated, is it? Not sure. There we go. There we go. One loco tender in the yard has derailed. Oh, hello. Okay. One loco tender in the... I think... Is it that one? I don't... It's not derailed. I think there's just a twist in the track. Yeah, there's a twist in the track. It gives a weird effect. So we're going to be starting to round off tonight's show. It's been great having your company. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I've had some extended running shots for you to all enjoy. But until next time, this is me, Jenny Kirk, saying you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now.